Hi everyone, if you're watching this, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Tika, the Cosmic Witch here. So this is your weekly intuitive message. But first, I actually want to talk about some new aspects that are going on in the above and the cosmos right now. So first things first, Mars has officially entered Virgo as of Sunday, the 17th of August. So we're going to be feeling a little bit of a shift with that. And so I really want to talk about what that might feel like or look like for you. If you are a Virgo, you might be feeling this a lot. And of course, if you are an Aries, you might be feeling this shift a lot as well. Aries especially, you're going to be very impatient, so just hang in there. So Mars in Virgo really is a time for us to really take our ego out of our actions and really think about the intentions that we are setting and how we are really putting ourselves out there. How are we really flourishing and manifesting our intentions into a physical reality, out into the 3D world? How are we really doing that? So Virgo energy is really about taking your time with things and, doing things with the right reasons in mind and doing the right thing, and not just doing something for the sake of just doing it, but actually doing it properly. And so sometimes to do something properly, or to do something in the way that you want to in terms of your goals or whatever intentions you have set for yourself, it's going to take time, right? If you are truly manifesting with your heart's desire in mind, right? That's what we're doing, okay? Then how is it that this amazing, huge, big idea you have is gonna just develop overnight? It's not gonna happen. So Mars in Virgo really reminds us to ground ourselves and really take our ego out of our actions and really think rationally before we are doing something. Now, of course, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is about our communication, our knowledge, communication in terms of our mind and how we think and how we also speak. So be mindful of that as well. And so I want to dive into a little of the aspects which really help support this piece of what Virgo has to bring to us. So Mars right now is trine to Uranus and Venus. And so with the energy of Uranus, it really allows us to really break free, of course, of our old routines. And I know we've been feeling this way already with the full moon in Aquarius, right? Because Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. But this is still continuing right now with the Mars in Virgo. And so we're breaking free of our old routines and we're really shaking things up and really getting our, we're awake now and we're really trying to move forward and to do things properly, right? So now with the trine to Venus, you might also feel a shift in your social gatherings, perhaps. So if you feel like maybe you've become more of a social person suddenly, or perhaps you feel as though there are people that are gravitating towards you more and you're like, what is it about me that's changed? Look at where Venus sits in your chart and see what's kind of being activated right now. We could feel a lot more charismatic as well this time. So really anything that you're doing right now in regards to acting out or taking a leap of faith even. And if you're feeling hesitant about that leap of faith, honestly, the cosmos are really saying like, go for it, because any leap of faith that you take right now is actually going to benefit your future in a very long-term way. Now, again, with Mars in Virgo, we have to remember to take our time. Again, we are not just doing something to just do it. We need to do it properly. Otherwise, what was the point? Just because you did it doesn't mean anything. You need to do it properly. Don't you want to do things properly? I know I do. If I have goals set for myself, I don't want to half-ass them. I want to excel and grow from them so that I can set even bigger goals. We reach for the stars and we land on the moon. We're not just being basic out here. All right? So that's kind of what's going on with those. Now, also, I want to remind people that Saturn is also trine still to Uranus. So again, the idea of what changes that you are making, how are they really helping benefit you as a person in the future? Are you taking what you've learned throughout these retrogrades? I've talked about this before, but are you really taking what you've learned from these retrogrades and really applying it? What knowledge do you have? Are you taking it and making it into wisdom by thinking and moving better in the world, in the universe, and in your actions and in your intentions and in your magic? How are you changing in a better form? Instead of trying to control the outside of people and judge people from the outside, look at yourself internally and think about what you can improve or remove if necessary, what you're overcommitting yourself to and what you're not committing yourself enough to, and fix that. Don't worry about people because they ain't worried about you. Focus on you and focus on the change that you're really trying to make. Ensure that it is really for the better, and it's a long-term better, not just a quick, improvement. It needs to be consistently consistent, if you may say. Whew, okay, so into the actual message for this week. I think actually my cards are being really good to me. I guess I cleansed them recently and they're really happy. I don't know, but the cards really support the message in the cosmos, which is really great. And of course, I'm not surprised by this. As above, so below. Everything that we are doing is mapped out in the stars in some way. That's what I believe. That's why I am the cosmic witch. So I'm going to go into the cards right now and show you guys what I pulled for you as a group, as a collective, and kind of like what I am seeing and feeling for this week. So you guys can comment below and let me know if this resonates with you. If you're already feeling this change, if you are a Virgo or an Aries, and what this week has been like for you, you can let me know throughout the week or Friday, and come back and check out and tell me what happened. So anyway, the cards. So I had a jumper card with the Goddess Oracle, which is all about our cycles and rhythms by Maeve. And so honoring the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. So again, the Uranus trine to Venus. We have to honor our relationships with people in our social gatherings, and we have to really make sure that we're not just falling a fool because people are giving us a little bit more attention. Like what I mentioned before previously, you don't have to say yes to everything. That includes things, people, and situations. Now, the other card that I pulled was Ma'at, which is all about fairness and how the situation will be handled in a fair and justice manner. And I feel like that's really important. Sorry about that. That's really important to remember because, of course, Venus is about practicing our compassion. And so remember that when you're in your social gatherings that you are also holding space for other people at the same time. A social interaction, going out with your friends, going out to the movies or whatever you're doing, is still an energy transaction as well. And you have to remember that. And so if you don't really feel like you're giving what you're putting out, then maybe you need to make adjustments there. But also be very mindful and be very careful with how you're approaching people. Now, this card to also support the cycles and rhythms, I feel like we already feel like we're going through cycles and rhythms because, as we said, Mars trines Uranus. We just have the full moon in Aquarius, so electrifying, quick changes are happening. Now, okay, this next card I'm going to show you, I was shuffling this oracle deck, the Moonology Oracle deck, and I had my eyes closed and I said, you know what, wouldn't it be really funny if I pulled the full moon in Pisces card? And that's literally what I pulled, which is the next full moon that I kind of talked about a little bit today on Twitter. So again, balance, right? Ma'at, balance the scales, a fair justice manner. You need to really balance out your actions with the things that you're doing to take care of yourself. And so yes, Mars, again, in Virgo, we are doing things at the right time. So keep in your energy and preserve your energy as much as you can, but use it when is absolutely necessary and when the timing is right. And trust your instincts, really trust your instincts because they're not wrong. The full moon in Pisces also reminds us that things come to light that we don't really want to see, and also gives us a little bit of a reality check. So again, with Virgo season approaching, that does happen. The last two cards I pulled was the Tower and the Eight of Swords. So I actually like the Tower. It makes me really excited when I see this card. I haven't pulled this card in a minute. But with these two together and with the other cards I had mentioned before, I feel like, okay, this moon was very much so a deep exhale, yes, but it was also very intense for a lot of people in regards to releasing a lot of trauma and releasing a lot of things that they were really holding on to. A lot of baggage was kind of released, I feel, and I feel like that's why the energy is a lot lighter. Now, that being said, huge change is coming. We've made space for something new. But although we're making space for something new, we are still we're still like crawling towards the results that we want. We're not really walking confidently, you know, confidently into the path that we want. And we really should be. And we need to have a new perspective. And that's really what the full moon in Pisces is really about. It brings us a new perspective. And it allows us to really open our third eye and see what is really in front of us for what it really is, unlike what we were doing before. As we know, Pisces is, of course, supported by Neptune, which is all about illusions and dreams. So that being said, like, the trine to Saturn makes us question, how badly do you want this change to happen? Because the same cycles will just keep happening, and things will be handled in the way that they deserve to be handled, because justice. So if you're not doing things to really benefit yourself in the future, then you really need to look yourself in the mirror, or sit down with yourself and write a letter to yourself and respond, and just say like what you need to say to get it all out and get your head really in the game so that you are ready. Because you guys, I'm telling you, next year, I've been getting a lot of course, you know, messages through dreams and things like that, and next year is going to be hard, and not everyone is going to struggle. I'm not saying it's going to be a struggle or that you should be afraid, but you need to be prepared. You need to really get a hold onto things. Don't get caught up in the moment with people, okay? If they're only giving you a little bit, only give out a little bit. Don't be part of circles that are potentially talking about you when you leave them, okay? Who are your friends? Who is your family? Who is your tribe? Who is your coven? That being said, when you're moving forward into things, the Pisces energy will allow us to see things for what they are not, and that includes people. And so what I would say is, until those dreams become that physical reality down here on the 3D world that were manifested from up in the cosmos and brought down, be very careful with your words. Don't say too much, and, you know, just allow things to happen. Just experience things for what they are, and the universe, your guides, your ancestors will do all the rest for you. So yeah, that's what I really have to say for this week. It's going to be interesting. I feel like a lot of us will be laying low, as we really should be. The energy of the full moon of the Aquarius moon is still there with that. And so as the new moon of Virgo slowly approaches us within a week or a week and a half, we will start to switch gears a little bit. I cannot talk today. So for now, just enjoy what is and continue to work on those deep wounds. But yes, change is coming, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be great, but just really figure out your space and really think about what you really want. Okay? So yeah, good luck, and I'll talk to you soon.